Hello, everybody. So today I have the Spellbinders Train. I probably should have looked up the name of this before I started this, but here we are. So this is the layered train dies. Um, I don't know if they've been on sale. I know Spellbinders has had all kinds of sales on and off since Black Friday, but I saw this one and immediately had to have it because my dad absolutely loves trains, and I wanted to make this as a card for him. And you can see I'm using my old phone there as a guide because, yeah, these dies don't actually come with instructions. So, unless I don't know if there was something on the packaging that, like, explained where to go for it, but I went on the site and, like, into the listing of this item, and I wasn't really able to find anything, so I just went by some of the pictures that they had up and just kind of played around with everything and figured out how I liked it and went by what they had, and then towards the end I kind of decided to add a little bit more. So I've got this like metallic, wow, that's a nice reflection. um so I've got this like metallic type of cardstock, which, believe it or not, came from the Dollar Tree. So that was pretty cool. It worked very well with these through my die cutting machine here. And so I really liked the red, and I went with that gray for the base, and then I just kind of added some of the silver accents. And originally I wanted to do the train green and red, but I kind of thought that it might look a little bit goofy where the silver is. So I went with the silver because I thought red and silver would look more like a more realistic type of train. So I just started cutting out more and more of the little pieces because as I was going, I was like, oh, I need more of this. Oh, I need more of that. Because if you can see there, some of the parts are like connected together on one die, which makes sense because less dies you have to keep track of, less tiny little ones to lose, which is totally fine. So I ended up cutting a lot of extra stuff that I didn't need, but I did save them all so that if I do this again for next year or for somebody else, I can pick and choose pieces from what I've already done. The one thing I had wished right here is that I had black metallic cardstock because that would have looked so sharp, but I did not, and I was not about to run to the store looking for some, so I just went along with regular black cardstock. I don't remember what it was specifically. It was just black. It was probably from Michaels because I have a lot of their assorted cardstocks, and they work pretty good. One thing I did notice through some of these, and maybe I just needed an extra little like cardstock shim, was not everything was cutting through completely, and I'll be honest, this is going so fast for me to try to talk with that I think it was with the wheels. I had to like take an X-Acto knife and kind of like cut out a couple of the little pieces, which was fine. You just got to be careful, make sure you have a nice and sharp blade, and you're fine. It'll come right out. And even if you don't end up cutting perfect, it's not the end of the world because there's so many little intricate details, nobody's going to notice one little flaw, right? They're just going to be like, oh my god, how did you make this? Because this is amazing. And I'll be honest, this took me a very long time. Now I had like a 6-hour recording at one point, and it let me see. This started about halfway through and went till the end. I think it started at like 3 hours and 40 minutes in, and then it was like 6.5 hours of recording I had. So this took me like, I can't math right now, like over 2 hours to assemble, which is why I sped this up because I didn't think you'd want to watch 2 hours of me assembling a train. Now, see, what's nice is I just had a video playing in the background, and I was just going along, and I was just having a good time because this turns out so freaking cute. And I had all the Kathy Zilski card videos playing in the background. I had some other gaming stuff playing in the background, and I was just having a good time. You'll see here, I wanted to make sure that the wheels were kind of square, so I'm using my T-square ruler to try to keep things lined up, and you'll see me use that a few times to try to make sure all the wheels are aligned with not only just the wheels, but the train itself. You can tell, like, I kind of jump around a bit from section to section, but I got it all there, right? That's what matters in the end. The pieces to hold the wheels together did not really want to stick, so I left them sitting there for a little bit under that block. And then I decided, that was where I hooked the connector, the little tiny piece. And I had figured that was the only thing that could have been for. And then that's the little ornament. If you can kind of tell in the picture on the phone there's some ornaments and presents in the train cars. And so I'm just assembling the little presents with the bows. And then I think I cut that longer piece down because it didn't really need to be that long. Yeah. There it is. And then, yep, I just was trying to figure out the best way to angle them all so it looked really full, but it wasn't really full. And I also wanted to make sure that they were attached in a few places so that there was less chance of it coming apart. And I wanted to be sure that those little bow ties, I guess, were hanging off the top and not tucked in, which that's how it looked in the picture, and I really liked that, so I tried to do mine the same. Yeah, basically I just kind of modeled a lot of it off of it, but not exactly. And then I think, oh no, this is where I start attaching the wheels. I was very nervous about attaching them because I was like, they're not going to end up where I want them, and then I'm going to have glue all over this metallic. But I think I actually did a pretty good job. I ended up having to move them a little bit, and I think here I put these on, and I was so worried about getting them straight that I didn't actually center them to the cart. So I kind of had to play around with that a little bit and get them into place, but that worked. And then I was kind of looking at it, I'm like, this needs something else. So I am cutting another cart here, and basically I just cut off the bottom and put it across the bottom of my cart. And I never use scissors to freehand cut anything because I can't cut straight. So I just put that across the bottom, and I thought that looked a bit more finished. I started out with this background, didn't care for it, went through some papers, and I found that I liked this a lot better. I think the snowflakes were just too big in comparison to the train. That, and this is more for, I mean, it's for both of my parents together, but I don't know, it just felt kind of girly having that other background, so I decided to go with this one instead. And I really think that it worked out a lot better. And then I took some of the green here, and because you could see through all these little holes, I decided to cut little strips and just glue over all the little holes so that there's a little bit of green coming through, but it wasn't super crazy like green and red. It was very subtle. So I just did that. And yeah, excuse my head. My head will forever be in the way. All I can do is apologize for that. I took Merry Christmas off of a Gina K Designs stamp set. I think it had a die with it. That, or I grabbed it from another set. Oh no, I don't have the dies for that set. That was from another set. It just happened to work very well. And so I just used my Versamark. I stamped it. I used my gold tinsel embossing powder and did that, and I don't think I remembered my anti-static powder. I've been really bad about that. So then I just took, that was a sentiment strip die from another set that I have, and I cut that out, and I thought that looked really nice, and then I was kind of like, it needs a little something. So I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna glue the background down, and then I couldn't decide whether I wanted to put the train on foam strips or raise up the Merry Christmas, so I ended up cutting two or three more of the little sentiment pieces and gluing them together with the Merry Christmas. And then I just decided to glue the whole train down. And I will tell you, I went back and forth for so long about whether I wanted to put the train to the top or to the bottom. But I finally decided on what I have here, and then I just added two little gold embellishments on either side of the Merry Christmas because I didn't think it needed all that much. And there's the final card. I hope I was able to provide you with some inspiration today. Please leave a like or comment if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and check out my channel for more of the crafts I've made, and I'll see you in the next one.